Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release, showing you the laziest video game reviews. And where are we going to go? To October 1982. Last game we were playing was on the Atari, the console that is going to be awesome forever, in my personal opinion. And we were playing real sports volleyball, in 1982. And now it's time to go across the pond to see what video games on the Atari are like in Europe.
He will be surprised when he sees you. Eric, just look who's here.
I'm going to get a headband like that.
Trevor Brooking.
Who? Trevor Brooking. How you going? I see you play Atari. Now and then, Mr. Bookham.
Brooking.
Yeah, we play a little bit of Atari around here.
Soccer?
No, he's not interested in
I'll have a go.
See?
Oh, 40 love. He's a bit good, you're Mr. Putin.
I've told you it's Brooking.
Well, whatever his name is. Ever thought of playing for Luton Town Reserves, youngster?
No.
Atari. Simply more fun and games.
Yes! I love it. Simply fun in games. That's what we do around here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sea Monster on the Atari VCS only in Europe. And here's the box. And if it's only in Europe, I'm not familiar with this version or game of Sea Monster. The front of the box is actually very similar to one other title we've already seen by this company called Bit Corporation, and that was Phantom Tank. So this makes the second game we played by Bit Corporation. And yeah, I guess this is Sea Monster and some ships blowing up. That works. The grid, though, is very 1980s. Let's flip it over on the back. Sea Monster is a multi-performance game designed especially for the Atari video computer system, or the Sears telegame system. You're the captain of the ship sailing on the seas, confronting with attacks of sea monsters. Ooh. It even tells us some of the scores we can get on the back. You only need one joystick to play this one. Yes, Charlie, a PAL exclusive. What other artwork do we have for Sea Monster? Oh, we have Sea Monster, Videospielkassette, if you played this in Germany. So this is the back of the box we saw before, or the back of the box in the region of Germany. So there's the cassette, the cartridge, as we refer to in North America, or cassette, as they would say in other parts of the world. We used this with joystick controllers to pop in our Atari and play. I also have a couple fan art boxes or reconstructed boxes. Those don't count. Or the version that you see in Germany along with a screenshot. This would be our 154th game we've played on the Atari. 154 Atari games. Here's how you play Sea Monster. First, prepare by hooking up your video game system and select the game with the game switch. Interesting, they didn't tell us to make sure the system's turned off before we play, but we got 6 different game modes, plays 1 player or 2 player, but 2 players alternate play. So this is how to begin the game, how to pilot, how to fire, and how to score. Oh my goodness, if your score is calculated over 999,000, you would be accounted from 0. So if you happen to spend that long playing Sea Monster, show of hands, anyone that's done that, then it just rolls back around to 0. And then we have the German version on the later part of this version of the manual. This is really available in PAL regions by BitCorp. It could be available as well, Bit Corporation. Let's pop in some Sea Monster. This is released at sometime in October 1982. So, of all the games we played on the Atari, there's only been 9 games that were Europe only. There's plenty of games that were, both regions or different regions all over the world, but this is the 9th game we played on the show that was only available in Europe. And then later this is going to be available in Germany by Quell or Kell, however you would pronounce that game. All right, so let's go in. Game mode 1, let's hit reset and play. All right, I'm hit reset and nothing has happened. I'm hitting the red button. Where's my ship? I'm moving the... Oh! Okay, so there was a very bad response time. I showed up in the middle of nowhere and then got blown apart. Okay, now it works. I'm in. I seriously moved the joystick several times and pushed the red button, and it finally responded. Okay, so I'm at the top of the screen. I'm playing as a pineapple floating on the water? I love playing Atari games where you get to guess what you are, but anyone want to guess what I'm playing as? I think that might be... Is that a ship with a smokestack? But I'm essentially just going left and right, and I push my red button on my Atari joystick, and I drop down some depth charges. So it is, once again, another version of depth charge. This is our 9th game we played that's a depth charge game. It's not the first we played on Atari. Back in 1977, we saw some depth charge games. So here it is in 1982, cutting edge Atari games. I'm still trying to go. Finally, I don't know what's going on. I push and move the joystick, and then finally I appear in the middle of the game, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't know what is happening. So I think I need to blow up everybody on the screen. Time it right. This is using what I would refer to as excessive fire mode, which means every time I fire off my depth charge... Oh, thanks, James. Someone read the manual in its entirety. So I had to wiggle and waggle the joystick different ways and realize, oh, it's up. Yeah, it is up. There we go. All right, so is that game over? No, we can keep going. Try to blow everybody up. I'm not sure what they're doing at the bottom. Look at the diamonds and shapes showing up, the same color as my ship. Oh, there's all game over now. Okay, let's go with game mode. If we go game mode 2, it's 2 players. So let's go do game mode 3. You ready? And go. Yes, joystick up is how you play. Sea Monster is lots of strangeness happening on the screen, but strangeness, I would say, where if it does move left and right smoothly. As far as the depth charge that drops, it very much to be desired. So I can't call it a slow-paced game because it is responding, but it's not a very fun title to play. It is doing what it's supposed to, which is if you want to play depth charge, then you got it. I want to get that green ship. Take him out. Yes. And then we have another one. Where is the sea monster, by the way? Is the sea monster the... Is that the one at the very bottom? Or is the sea monster the one that's close to the top? Looks kind of like a squid. Really? Thanks, James. Appreciate it. If more people here for the live show can boot up their game and play it before we play it, it'd be a big help. Because I'm giving you the first experience you would have had with all these video games in order of release. So, very, very simple premise. Of all the games you could be playing on home consoles, we went from real sports volleyball to this, which is a very jarring thing. This for the Atari is okay, but when you consider this across all the consoles you could be playing right now all over the world, I wouldn't consider this a very good game. And as far as average goes, the gameplay is depth charge, but we've actually seen better depth charge games on home consoles than this. So it's not really doing any good favors. Charlie's already saying sloppy game design. Hey, easy there. Just because it took me a long time to figure out it's up on the joystick to play. If we read the entire manual top to bottom, I'm sure we would have picked that one up. But for an Atari game, you're supposed to hit reset and then go, and this one didn't allow me to do that. Once you're in the game, though, gameplay is fairly simple. Score attack, as usual, but it's not entirely fun to play like all the other games we've seen for home consoles. For depth charge style games, there's only about 2 or 3 that you could be playing across home consoles because it's a really older style of game up to this point. But I'll still say Sea Monster is rough. If you think of all the other games you could be playing on home consoles, this is not really one of the best. I'm going to say it's bad. Of all the games you could be playing up to this point across all home consoles, our rating system works like this. If you think this game is broken across all home consoles, you put the range somewhere in the 1-star gauge. If you think that this game is bad across all the games you could play, you go in the 2-star range. If you think this is pretty average for all the games you could play across all home consoles, then you're around the 3-star range. If you think this is a very good game, excellent or above average game, then you're somewhere around here in the 4-star range. And if you say this is one of the best games you could play across all home consoles right now in October 1982, then you're around the 5-star range. So looking over in the chat, I see some 2.5s, so slightly subpar. I'm actually going to go even lower and say for Sea Monster, it's a 2-star game because of the design of the gameplay, the depth charge itself, and it's been done better for home consoles. So bad game for what you could be playing right now. And not just Atari, but everything, all home consoles. Got some very generous ratings over in the chat. Thanks for sending those ratings in. We love them. We love them. All right, let's see what our next game is after Sea Monster. Hey, it's Serpentine! This time for the Commodore VIC-20. We've already seen Serpentine on the Apple II back in October, the beginning of October, and so these other versions of Serpentine were released sometime, we couldn't pin down exactly when they were, sometime after the Apple II version at least. All right, let's see what the VIC-20 version of Serpentine is all about, starting with the box. Now that's pretty good. Creative Software published this one. This marks the 12th game that Creative Software's done, and this was not done by the same people that did the Apple II version. They kind of had it outsourced to someone else. So Creative Software did the publishing. The front of the box is very, very quaint, simple, but yeah, that gets the idea. It's about snakes. Anyone want to play some snakes? Let's do it. All right, so we flip it over on the back. Your objective is survive as long as you can to lay eggs and raise your young in order to survive. So it's almost like a life simulation game. Very, very loosely a life simulation game. It requires a joystick, and we got our joystick to play on the VIC-20. Has the scoring and how to play. Interesting, the back of the box has lots of info. It's like a manual right here on the back. So if you were to buy this in the store, you'd be able to get pretty much the whole game or what the game's like, except a screenshot. Notice they don't tell you what the game looks like. That's why you come to Chronologically Gaming, so you can see it all. This one is our 291st game we've played on the Commodore VIC-20. That's how many games are out there. Lots for the Commodore, because the other Commodore's in town. So besides the box, we just have the screenshot, and that's it. If we open up the inside sleeve, the manual on the inside has, oh, look at that sticker, 1983 CES. So it won some awards in 1983. That's nice. It's got to be good then, right? All right, so we're going to be moving around the game as a snake. The controls use just the joystick. All you got to do is move left, right, up, and down. You have you have frogs to eat in the game, Frogger, but it explains how the game works. I believe this is cartridge loaded, so we don't need to use a cassette or a disc to play. Screen image disappears on the right-hand side, and to start the game, you just push the joystick button to go. That's the way to do it. Awesome. So this one was available in PAL regions as well, and it is on cartridge. Let's pop it in, our VIC-20, and play Serpentine. This is by Broderbund. Antarom did the port for this one on the VIC-20, and we got some music. Sweet. The only other game we played by Antarom was Paratroopers that they did on VIC-20. We have music. That's awesome. And the original game that we played on the Apple II was Broderbund. If you're not familiar with Broderbund, they are one of the best publishers right now. Excellent, excellent. This is the 30th game we've seen that's been done by Broderbund, even though they did the original, 1988, the Apple II version. All right, so let's go in, push the button, and we're off to the races. I'm on the right side as the blue snake. The red snake is the one we need to take out, and we need to make sure we eat the tail. There we go, just like that. Once you eat the tail, you can make your way around to the other snakes. Uh-oh, he's going to get us. Run. Oh, look at the frog. The Frogger changed. You can barely make him out. But if you eat the Frogger, you add a segment onto your snake that I just got back from being eaten by the other one. There's the frog again. Oh, he got it this time. So it is one of the first times we ever saw Pac-Man and Snake-style games together. And Serpentine is that. This is well done. If you want to play something like Pac-Man and Snake, this is it. He got the frog again. I really enjoy eating Frogger. So this is very well done for the VIC-20. I can understand why this was at the 1983 CES showcase or won an award in 1983, because for the VIC-20, this is very, very good. Gameplay-wise, look how smooth this goes. It's playing identical to how it played on the Apple II. Graphically, it's a little toned down from the Apple II, but very slightly. Oh my gosh, he's eating all the Froggers. Yeah, and if we can actually eat some of them, then we'll drop some eggs. Oh, there we go. That one tried to drop an egg, but we got him. There's another one up there. I don't know if we can get... That's the one we dropped. Because we want to lay eggs to have our young thrive. Now, I'm noticing something. It feels like I don't have as fast of speed as the other snakes. Previously, when we played this, the other snakes would... Oh, there goes another one. Oh my gosh, and they got us. We would be a little bit faster, so we'd be able to catch up to the other snakes, but it didn't seem that way for this version. It seems we're almost on the same playing field. Or you got to be really smart with your maneuvers. Okay, there we go. See, we're catching up slowly. Got him there. So this means you just have to be able to cut off and, yeah, be quicker with the maze than the other snakes. Oh, and if you go head on, though, if they hit your head, then you die. As we've seen before, so this marks the 25th game we've played that is a snake-style game. And for the VIC-20, we play a lot of games in the VIC-20. This is the 6th game we've played so far that is a snake variant, just on the Commodore VIC-20 alone. And for arcade maze games, the top-down maze games like this, made famous by Head-On and Pac-Man, this is the 277th top-down maze game we've played on the show. There's a lot out there. And as far as Pac-Man games, this marks the 120th Pac-Man variant. 120 Pac-Man-like games. Oh gosh, wow, he tore us up that time. Oh, really? If you're longer, you can? That's awesome, Charlie. So it looks like we got a little bit of speed there. Oh, something else to note. Notice I can switch back and forth. See, we've played other snake games that are a little more rudimentary, where if you go back into yourself, you die. But this one, you can actually switch on a dime. So control-wise, it's more sophisticated than other snake games that are out there. We do classify games that mix Pac-Man and and Snake together as Jungler variants, because Jungler was the first, and this one is the 7th game that plays like Jungler. Yes, make me bigger. There we go. Love it. Oh, that's fun. That's Serpentine on the Commodore VIC-20. I would say if it's not in the same tier as the Apple II, it should be pretty close, because that's very, very good. We gave it 4 stars when we saw it on the Apple II. I'm going to say the same here on the Commodore VIC-20. 4 stars. Excellent. Very good game for all the games you could be playing across all home computers. I don't know if I could put a pin in which one would be better from the Apple II. It's pretty close. But to help us get the best idea, let's play the last version of Serpentine. Here's Serpentine for the Atari home computer. How's it going to fare to the other versions? Let's see. Here's the box. Serpentine, the high-res arcade-style game by David Snyder. Now, this looks pretty close to the Apple II. This one was ported over by David Snyder, so they didn't use Anti-ROM software like they did on the VIC-20. But there you go, slapped on the front, Broderbund too. And this front of the box, this is awesome. This looks really, really good. In fact, I think that's the same artwork they had for the Apple II. Look at the giant frog in the back. It doesn't even feel like we're playing a Snake Pac-Man game. This looks like we're playing some kind of action RPG. It's epic. So cool. So in the back, yeah, it has lore. In an age when human beings have become an insignificant part of the landscape, mighty serpents rule the decaying corridors and passageways of our vanishing civilization. You have managed to tame several of the huge beasts to do your bidding, and now ride forth to rid the planet of their slithery cousins. That is awesome. And then look at they have a sticker over the bottom. An arcade-style game designed and coded by David Snyder. Yes, way to go, David. Give us more lore. I don't know if you did the lore or not, but that's great. Here's the artwork we have for Serpentine on the Atari home computer. Give us more lore. Here's the ad you would have seen from magazines at the time. It's America's favorite computer game. Yeah, a cartridge. We played the cartridge on the VIC-20, and now you can play the cartridge on your Atari home computer. And there's the other big one by Broderbund, Choplifter. One of the best games you could play on your home computer. Maybe some people would say Serpentine too. It's really good. It's very addicting as well. All right, and there's the cartridge for our Atari home computer version of Serpentine. And if I don't know if you had the 5 1/4 floppy disk or the cassette, it was popular, so it's probably on all mediums. And the manual we just have is the inside sleeve. We begin the game with a stable of 3 tame blue serpents. They are controlled with a joystick. We got our Atari VCS in. We push start to go, and we have to survive long enough to lay eggs and raise their young. It's a snake-eat-snake world, so we got to go take out all those other snakes. And it explains here some of the rules of the game if you want to zoom in or freeze this screenshot. For those of you going for the high score, this is where you can get it. But that's it as far as the manual. And for other versions, we just have a different alternate version. Let's pop in Serpentine. This is by David Snyder and Broderbund software at sometime in October 1982. We're not really done with Serpentine. We are going to get the Commodore 64 version and the PC Booter version next year in 1983. But this is the last version of Serpentine we'll see in 1982. All right. It boots up in attract mode just like we're playing in the arcade. I love it. There's a lot of games we played on the Atari home computer, and this is our 378th game for the Atari 400 or 800. Ready? And do I just push? Oh, I push start. There we go. Nice. They show us our lives in the bottom right. That's a really nice touch. Okay, so here we go. We're in. I'm on the blue snake again on the right side. Already, can you tell the graphic difference between this and the VIC-20? Oh, nice. Ooh, now something interesting, too. The way that the snake controls, I don't know if I even noticed this on the Apple II. This one feels a little smoother, like the way that he moves around the corners. It feels almost like when you played Pac-Man in the arcades, the difference between the other Pac-Man variants and playing at home. I'll take that egg. Oh, and look, Frogger animates. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. So we laid an egg, and we want to make sure our egg stays alive. Let's go after this guy. And I also might just be biased because I love playing on the Atari VCS joystick. It just feels smoother, better. Or maybe more nostalgic, because this is great. Gameplay feels tighter. All right, let's see if we can take out the other ones. No, I want to go for Frogger. Any chance I get, I got to eat me a Frogger. All right, now stay away from my babies. Leave me some snake babies. I don't know how Frogger got away that time. No, they did. Did you see that one? That was a good one. Nice move, snakes. Yeah, this is closer to the Apple II. This was ported by David Snyder for the Apple II and this one. So you can tell that he worked on this. Oh my gosh, and they got my egg before I could take him out. Would you find this more enjoyable than the VIC-20? I'm not sure. At the time, it's whatever computer you had. If you had the VIC-20, you would enjoy it and have a blast, and then you probably fight it with everybody and say, well, the VIC-20 was the best one because that's the only computer I got. All right, go, 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 go. Come on, knock him out. Yeah, so it does have levels, too. I didn't show this in the VIC-20. When you do eat all of the snakes, look, it's bringing me back to my little corridor, where it's showing visually the number of lives you have by the snakes in the bottom right. Oh, here. It would help if I showed you the bottom corridor. There we go. So that's where it's showing us the lives in the bottom right corner. And now we're on level 2. The maze changes around slightly, but not too much. You have to remember to be smart and back away when you can, because remember, you can turn around. I know, I love the animation of the frog. Much better than the VIC-20. But you're still going to have a blast. Very, very fun. This is so good. I don't know. Maybe it's because when we played this on the... I'll switch back over. When we played this on the VIC-20 and compared to the Apple II, I feel like this one's faster too. But I'll go in again one more time. Let's go in. Hitting start. Get us a nice little tune before we play. The official Pac-Man is available for this home computer only right now. And whenever I consider this compared to Pac-Man, this is just as charming and fun. Oh, nope. Run. Okay, I can finish you off. Come here. So you got to be a little bit smart on your movements. It's not about picking up the dots like it was in Pac-Man or the other maze games. This one, it's all about the movement. Are you going to be smart enough? Yeah, don't eat my egg. You can usually tell at the end of your tail the egg that you're about to lay is forming, and so you want to be smart. Oh, I think we can still get him. Nice. Okay, come here, Frogger. Oh, he got us. You survived this time. And the same thing with the enemies. Their tail will have a little symbol at the end. You can tell when their egg is about to be laid, so you can pick them up. But eat their eggs, lay your eggs, keep your eggs alive, and once you kill all the snakes, you move level to level. It is fun. Yeah, the Apple II was very, very good. I still wouldn't call this one of the best games you could play across all home computers because there's games out there like Ultima and intense role-playing games, video games that are completely different than all of these other puzzle-style games. There, we did it! It does work. You can just eat them head-on if you're a big enough snake. I'll take Frogger, thank you. And nope. Oh, you got a piece of us from the back. Oh, another piece. Let's see if we can eat this guy up. Oh, man, he almost did it. Yikes. Awesome. There's Serpentine for you. I wouldn't call it one of the best games you could play across all home computers, but it's very, very good. Lots and lots of fun. So if I had to rate them all, I'd say the Atari version would be the best of the ports right now of Serpentine, but I'll still say 4 stars across all home computers. Serpentine's an excellent, excellent game. Mostly I saw around averages for the games you could be playing right now. This is very well done. James is with me as well with 4 stars. And L. Curtis B, thank you very much. Keep sending those ratings in, and we'll keep playing them. So this one on the Atari version is the 26th Snake game we played, and it's the 278th arcade maze game we played. It's the 121st Pac-Man game we played, and it's the 8th Jungler variant, or a mix of maze, Pac-Man maze, and Snake. And we're actually going to see the game we already saw the game Caterpillar. That was on the Atari home computer by APX in July 1982. So there already is another game that's like this that you could play right now. So check out Caterpillar if you want something else to compare it to. Oh, yeah, thanks, Simtisky. If you like Pac-Man, you would really love this. All right, let's see what our next game is. We're still going to play more on the Atari home computer. This is skiing. Just skiing. That's all you need to know. Here's the ad you would have seen from magazines, giving us some pictures of what skiing's about. Oh, behind the scenes, but that's it. And then we got a screenshot, and that's all we're going to see. Let's see what skiing is like. This is by Chris Horseman. published by Centaur Soft at some time in October 1982. This is the very first time we've seen Centaur Soft or Chris Horseman. Way to go, Chris. There we go, we are in. This is our 379th game we've played on the Atari home computer. And this is in the United Kingdom only, to my knowledge. So if you're not familiar with it, you're probably from the States. I'm not. So let's push start and go. Let's see what skiing's like here. This is our 14th skiing game we've played. Oh man, the controls are loosey-goosey. I can tell who I am, though. I'm skiing down. It's auto-scrolling me. Look at that. They're picking me up after I fall down. That's like the helicopter on the Commodore 64 version. I think it was Dynamite Skier. I love it when they animate you off the side. Okay, so yeah, we're a little bit loose control-wise when you move left and right. And I don't know if you can tell. Wow, you hit one tree, you're down. The way you move left and right is a little bit more jerky. Let's try it again. Go. Yep, straight down. Do I have any control over speed? I don't. Oh, I have a jump, though. Look at my little hop. I don't think we've been able to jump in the other skiing games. I need to remember if we could jump. Oh, that's right. They had jumps or ramps, but I don't think there was a dedicated jump button. All right, let's push start again. Let's go into play ski. Any day now. Oh, there you go. Now it decides start will work. Okay, great. So, wait a second. There were flags back there I was not able to get to. All right, so dodge. And I think the bigger thing to do is avoid the trees because all you're doing is getting points when you go through the flags, right? Oh, speeding up. Oh my goodness. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. I thought we were going to go the same speed. At this point, we've already played quite a bit of skiing games. This is our 14th, and some of the best ones that you could play out there right now is the first-person skiing game on the TRS-80 Color computer. I still won't give that one up. There's also another first-person skiing game or 3D skiing game on the Apple II you could be playing. There's a Giant Slalom that's available on the Atari home computer that we saw in 1981. And then a really, really fun one we played was called Dynamite Skier on the Commodore 64. Where you strap dynamite to yourself and you got to get to the bottom without bumping into anything or you blow up. That one's pretty fun. Yeah, so this one right here, I would say it's still a skiing game that works well enough and plays well enough, but because the play control is just so simplified, I wouldn't even call this... I would say it's still around the average range for the games you would play, but I wouldn't call it bad. Because when I'm making the mistake, it's really just because I'm not used to the way the skier turns. It's not really that bad. It gives us a small little tune at the end. Yes, I love it, James. The stretcher is a nice touch. Whenever you die in a video game, when they started doing that with video games, I can't get enough of that. All right, so as far as skiing games go, it's subpar. And as far as video games go across all home computers, I'd say this is on the lower end. I'm going to say 2.5 stars of all the titles so far. You'd pass by this one, it wouldn't be as well done as some other ones that you could be playing. But skiing's still pretty rare. Only 14 skiing games across everything you could be playing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, rate it higher because the stretcher. Why not? There's skiing. Now it's time to put our video game playing on pause. We're out of time, but the quest will continue here on Chronologically Gaming to play every single video game on consoles, on handheld, in the arcade, and on all home computers, at least that we can get our hands on. Be sure to tune in next time on Chronologically Gaming as we transcend video games and mount our trusty steed, portraying one of the most iconic wizards ever. That's it for today, and like I always say, only you can prevent the collapse of the video game industry. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.